I sent you an email with regard to what he's facing, and I'm pretty sure John's been on here before. I could be wrong. But he's got the phone fear, his accent, and just really too many excuses. So the excuses that we create, their own obstacles we basically create for ourselves, right? We create our own, objections really as to why we're not doing something, or excuses as to why we're not doing something. So I think that's where John is facing in his system. And it's, for some of us, it can really limit our capabilities, but also kind of hinder the fact that, we kind of stop doing what we know we should be doing because we get it in our head, that what we're doing isn't where it should be, right? So creating excuses. This is why people don't want to talk to me, or whatever it might be. So yeah, so we're just waiting to see if John.
And I'm looking at the email and the questions you asked him and his responses, right? What are you looking to gain from the session? What obstacles are you facing? And I'm just going to take this as a commercial moment to be able to say all of the training that I've been doing for agents, all of the real estate training that I've been doing is really what led me to transitioning to where I'm truly going with all of the energy work that I've been doing and learning about trauma and learning about our nervous system and the consciousness and the subconsciousness, because I'm looking at what he said. So phone fear, his accent, and I have too many excuses. It never ceases to amaze me that we know exactly why we're not doing or why we're not receiving what it is that we truly want, but we still don't take the action.
Yeah. And I think we all do it. It's like, there's a book I was reading, Otto had suggested it. And one of the things, is really, we all sit there, or a lot of us do, maybe not all of us, we sit there with, whether it's in our business or our life or whatever, and talk about how we want to get places, but we always have an excuse that's stopping us from getting to where we want to be, right? Or situate, well, this is happening, so that's why I can't do this. Right. But if you never change your situation or take that step to make an adjustment in your situation or find a way around that obstacle, nothing's ever going to change. It's just a big vicious cycle of you always being stuck, because unless you change the situation that you're in, the goal, the outcome is never going to change.
And the truth of all of this is a lot of our actions are not conscious. And that saying of being afraid of success, I never believed that. Like, how can you be afraid of success? Like, everybody wants to be successful, but that nervous system is comfortable where it is. So when we're challenged to get out of that comfort zone, it's so uncomfortable that we create our own distractions to not go there. And they're justifiable distractions, right? Like, I'm going to sit down and call my leads today. Well, I had a closing go south. Well, I had a last minute buyer that wanted to go see property. Well, I had my kid had to do this, or I had to do that. And they're justifiable distractions. But this I can promise you, if you were leaving for vacation and not calling leads, you'd still be leaving for vacation. I promise you, no matter what happened, you would find a way to be a solution to that problem, correct it, and go on vacation.
Yeah.
But we don't want to call leads, so we allow it to happen. And it's very unconscious. And that's what's so cool about really understanding our brains and our actions and what prevents us from moving forward.
Yeah. And a lot of time we're our own biggest enemies where, it's preventing us from what we know we're capable of achieving, really. It either, we create those own obstacles, or it gets too hard, or, we've been plugging away at it for so long. We just really haven't seen the result enough to justify or satisfy our own individual needs, right? So We
Let's
are our
blame
own
the
worst
lead. Let's
enemies.
blame
Yeah.
Agent Locator.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's
Everything. It's
blame the
everyone
market. Let's
else.
blame the
No
interest
one.
rate.
Yeah. No one wants to move. No one wants to do this. Interest rates are high. Meanwhile, everywhere is different. Every market currently is different right now as to what's happening out there. Some markets are going through multiple offers. Some properties are sitting. They're not moving. But you'll still get the agents where even in markets that are fast moving right now will come up with the excuse that, they're using that as kind of like a pillow, that it's not me, it's nothing I could be doing any different to make this happen. It's everything else that's creating the problem or creating the issues and the obstacles for me.
Yeah, well, it looks like our guest of honor has
yes.
graced
Hey, John,
us.
how are you?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
How are you?
Very good, thank you.
Good. Good. So we just briefly touched base on what you wrote and when you signed up to be on the panel here. And then you're looking to gain from this session is you do have a phone fear. I guess your accent plays a part, or you feel like it does. And then you have too many excuses. So did you want to elaborate for everyone exactly, what you're referring to?
And before you elaborate, can you give me the 4-digit code that just texted you? Please.
9979.
Thank you.
Excuses. Oh my God, we don't have enough time to go over them.
Mm-hmm.
1 hour is not enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, main thing it's like I just a lead comes in, I just try to find out more about the lead, and let's wait to see what he's looking for. Let's wait for different things, and by then I get to do something else, or somebody call me and I forgot.
Mm-hmm.
And then I call them and I just leave a voicemail, which it's not the right voicemail. And then, yeah.
What do you mean it's not the right voicemail?
I don't know. I just can't find my words. You can listen to the last one that I left there. Jane, I think is just like blah, 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 what?
So it's a hard time finding what to say. Yeah.
I'm not a fan of voicemail, so just don't leave them. That problem solved. Webinar over.
We done?
So how long have you had Agent Locator? Because it looks like you only have a few leads in here.
I used Agent Locator last year, and then I cancel, and then I come back.
Okay, so that's interesting. You had it. What made you cancel?
Because I changed cities. And I was like my brokerage EXP, they give us the what's that, KV core. I say, okay, try the KV core and see how that goes, and not going, okay, let's go back to Agent Locator and still waiting.
Okay, so that makes sense. So when did you bring Agent Locator back in?
Was back in November, I think.
Okay, so fairly recently. And tell me about your market.
Market, it's moving fast. Are you looking to buy or to sell?
What is your primary business, buyer or seller?
I would love seller, but I don't have any. I have 2 potentials right now, but buyers, yeah.
Okay, so buyers. So I'm looking to buy. Tell me about your market.
Market, it's moving. Like we get new listings. Like last week, we have 107 listings, 46 pending, and 30 sales.
Okay.
And we have 15 expires, which I was thinking to go after that too. But yeah, the market is moving. It's good market. It's average single family home. It's 850, 840. It's a good market. I just have to. We have 450 agents here in this city, in Nanaimo. The competition is high, but only 10% do the most business.
Yeah.
So actually, my competition is not that scary. It's only like 45 agents which I compete with, which do most of business here. So
Okay. And you
I,
know,
I'm not on the team, it's lots of teams here, but I don't join the team, and I don't know about joining a team because they say they give you leads, but I look all the teams and it's only 2 agents on the team. One, the team leader do all the listings, and 2 agents have the most transactions. And then it's like another 5, 6 agents is there.
yeah, so wait, yeah, Pareto principle, right? 20%
Yeah.
of the agents do 80% of the work. So out of those 45 agents, you call it competition. What sets you apart? What advantage do I have of doing business with you versus the other 44 or 45 agents?
What set me apart? I don't know. If I know what's the secret, believe me, I will have 10 transactions a month, but I don't know what they do different. I look online and they in business for like, yeah, okay, let's say they in business for like 20 plus years or 15 plus. I just started 3 years ago.
Okay. Does that scare you to know that you only have 2 years under your belt and maybe other agents have more years?
No, because I don't know, like I was in Prince George, which is up north from here, about 800 kilometers. And first year I was pretty slow, 9 months, I only did 6 transactions, but the second years I did 16 transactions. And more than
Where did
half
they
of
come
that
from?
was, sorry?
Where did they come from?
Sphere of influence, flyers. I think 2 comes from AgentLocator, and 1 was coming from communities. And other that, yeah, 2 for office. All over the place because I try everything. I need to do something.
Well, that's what it should be, right? Because to have a strong business, you have to have multiple sources, right, of business coming in because you need to prepare when there's a shift in the markets. And if we only have one lead source and we're only focusing on one, we don't have that ability to shift with the market as the market shifts. So sphere of influence is a huge piece. An agent locator is just another layer of business. Now you said you closed 2, so you had 2 of your transactions out of those 16 came from agent locator. Was that since November or was that when you had it previously?
Previous.
Previous. Now those leads that you had there, where are they at? Are they in agent locator
Oh,
for them?
right now they
Yeah,
not.
the ones that you had in agent locator previous to going with KV Core and then coming back to agent locator, where are those leads at?
They're not an AgentLocator.
Why? Where are they?
I know because I cancel and I think they deleted them. I don't know. I
You didn't
start fresh
export,
again.
so you didn't do a CSV file, you didn't export the leads out?
No, because I was thinking I don't need them. They another 800 kilometers away, and I'm not on that market
Okay, so it's a
anymore.
completely different market.
Yes, yes, and it's different system too. They Crystal use Paragon, we use Matrix here, so it's different. I can access that system now.
Okay, well, I'll forgive you on that one. Okay, so
Okay, thank you.
starting fresh, I saw your response to Crystal's questions in regards to phone fear, your accent, and having excuses. So tell me about phone fear. Tell me about that.
Mm, so okay, I grab the phone and then I don't find my words. Like I know I can talk to you, but then it's like, and I practice, okay, before I call, I say, okay, I'll say that and how long you looking for and everything. And then, okay, and they go away. I don't know. It's something with me.
Have you watched any of my trainings previous to
Yeah,
today?
I watch it maybe twice or 3 and I just write the questions and everything and it's
Okay. So let's just go back to the basics, right? When we remember the most important thing for us to find out about a person's situation, let's not look at them as a lead. Let's look at them as a real person that woke up this morning and decided to go on the internet and Google homes for sale in your market. They are the same as the person that Googled cat food to buy for my cat. They're exact same people, right? Because they're buying on Amazon and they're buying groceries online, whatever, right? There's no difference between the leads that are sitting in your dashboard and you. What we need to find out from them is, what are their plans, right? That's all we need to know. Do you plan on buying a house? Period. That's it. I don't care if you want 5 bedrooms, 10 bedrooms, 1 bedroom. I don't care if you want 50 acres, 1 acre, or a condo. I just want to know, what made you Google homes for sale? Something happened before you got into Google that gave you this thought that you want to see what's for sale. I just want to know. So when we start thinking of our leads in that aspect, we're not selling. We're not telemarketers. There's nothing to be afraid of. We just want to find out what your plan is. So if you think about it from that perspective, does it help to kind of change your story of, I don't know what words to use. I can't find my words.
I have the words before I call them. I have everything planned.
Okay. But they answer the phone.
If they answer the phone, it's my plan. It's out the door. It's exactly, you know, like, I don't know if Mike Tyson was saying, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. So that's what's happening with me. When they answer the phone, you're just like, boom, I hit the wall. No one. Please don't ask me any question.
All right. Let me just recalibrate for 2 seconds, because there's something that I want to work with you, and I'm just trying to figure
I
out.
don't try to be difficult, but that's me.
You're not difficult. No, I'm just trying to be really creative, because this is truly, it's a limiting belief that you have. I mean, is it true? Is it a fact? No matter what, when you're faced with something, you lose your words?
No. Like if I'm face with you, like I meet you on the hallway, I can talk to you all day. There's no problem there.
So we just need to
Yeah,
reframe. We just need to reframe your own limiting belief, because if you keep telling yourself, I lose my words, I don't know what to say when I answer the phone, that is what you're telling yourself. So
my
when
plan
we
today
answer the
was,
phone, it's going to happen.
sorry to interrupt you. My plan today was, when I wake up, I see I have a new leader, Jen. I say, okay, I call her. Okay, oh my God, she's looking on my apartment building. Oh, well, I know everything about this one. That will be easy. So let's see. She only see 2 apartments in the same neighborhood. Maybe she's thinking to sell. Okay, so I will ask her. I will just say thank you for logging into my website, and how soon you're looking to buy, or you're looking to buy, or you're looking to sell. You know. And then I call her and I left a voicemail, and sounds like, wow. I listen to it. I say, oh my God, can I delete that? No, I don't have that option.
Okay. So that was great information. That is exactly what I needed. What was that lady's name?
Jen is
I
the
see
last
her.
lead there on my
I
website.
see her.
Yeah.
All right. So let's just talk about Jen for a second. You don't need to know anything about Jen. I don't care what she looked at. I don't care if she's thinking about selling. I don't care what price range she was in. I don't give a cahoots about anything. All I care about is, hey, Jen, I saw that you were online looking. What are you looking for? What made you Google homes for sale? That's it. Because it doesn't matter if she may not be thinking about anything. She just may have driven past a house and it was a home that her best friend lived in when she was a kid, and she's just curious to see how much it is for sale. We have no idea what makes people Google. And people Google just, I don't know. I was just looking to see what was out in the market. I don't know. I really didn't have any intentions. I don't have any plans. I'm not moving. People are just curious by nature. So if we're going into a conversation with some type of expectation, or our brains tell us these people must be moving, I got to get a hold of them and get them in my car or put a sign in their yard, we're really setting ourselves up for failure. Because at the end of the day, all we need to find out is, Jen, what made you come into the website? Like, what's your plan? That's it. What's your plan? And when we ask, what's your plan? They're going to say, oh, I was just looking. I don't have a plan. Well, that's awesome. What are your future plans? Do you ever plan on buying in the future? And those are honestly the two main questions that we need the answer for. Because there will be some people that say, nope, they're going to have to carry me out of here in a wooden box. I've gotten that more than once in my calling of leads, right? And go, oh, great. Just wanted to make sure, just doing my job. Have a super day. See you later. Or if they say, you know what, it's probably going to be 3 years, 5 years, I don't know. Well, what has to happen in your life to make that move happen? Because if you think about, do you own your home?
Me?
Yes.
Yes, I'll move in on end of the month.
Oh, so you just bought a house?
Yeah.
Okay. What made you buy it?
I need a place to live, no?
Yeah. But why did you move? You left somewhere to go somewhere. What made you give up what you had to buy something else?
We just decide to move to another city. So here we don't want to rent any longer. So
Yeah. So you have a story. But nobody could have forced you to move any faster. Is that true?
yeah.
Yeah. So if I create that relationship to become part of your story, that is what's more important than how many bedrooms, what's your time frame. It's what has to happen in your life. Well, we want to move to another city, but we don't really know, like, what's your story? What made you choose this city that you moved to?
It's my wife.
Is it where she's from?
No, she just got a job here.
Okay, so it was a
It's
relocation.
also it's also me because I like fishing and here is the ocean. And
But let's even rewind before this. When you were in that home, before you even thought about moving, did you know where you were going to?
yeah,
So
I was
you,
planning to move long time ago, but
okay, like
the
long
right
time ago, like how long ago?
uh, 10 years ago.
10 years ago. You're one of those leads. It took 10 freaking years of you doing research to finally pull the plug and buy the house. Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
and here took me 9 months to find the right place, and it's not the right place.
Now, if I was your buyer agent and I met you 10 years ago, because I have leads from 2009. If I met you online 10 years ago, do you think I ever would have closed you? I'd have given up on you a long time. And even 9 months to find a house, if I connected with you in AgentLocator 9 months ago, what would I have had to have done for you to choose me as your agent? 9 months ago.
I don't know because I was starting to tell myself what I would tell a client, but it wasn't the right home. Well, we go and look at that house and that backyard and that home, new windows and that, and
So
finally we say,
now use your own experience to bring it to the leads. So when you're having conversations with the leads, give them some grace. It took you 10 years to even make the decision to start looking. Then it took you 9 months. Good God, I don't want you as a lead in my system, right? But when we start to really wrap our brain around that, I like you, you're cool. If we could have created a relationship 9 months ago, and I would have really heard that you like to fish and your wife is taking a job, and I'm asking you what kind of lifestyle you want when you're looking out your kitchen window, standing at your sink in your kitchen, What do you want to see when you wake up? How far do you want to be from the grocery store? How far do you want to be from a hospital? Let me help you along the way. I don't care if it's 9 months or 10 years. But if I get to know you, your wants and your needs, then we're creating a relationship and I am staying in touch. But what we lose sight of with the leads in our dashboard is we lose sight of the fact that these people are truly going to be buying someday. Whether it's a month from now, a week from now, 10 years from now, 9 months from now. We don't know when they start looking what the urgency is. Now, let me ask you this. It sounds like, I'm not going to assume, but it sounds like you didn't have an urgency to have to make this move happen if you took 9 months to find a house. Is that true? Did you have some time?
We have the money. We just looking for the right deal to say, because I know the house, was listed for to say 800,000. I know it's worth it only like 700, but then I was waiting also for mortgage rates to come down to get a better.
Oh God, you're that lead too?
And then, yeah, I felt like I running behind the train. I said, I have to buy now. That's it, because, so yeah.
Yeah. So you're the lead, right? That, well, I don't know. I'm looking for the deal. Well, I don't know. I'm waiting for interest rates to come down. So can you see maybe why you have a little bit of fear of talking to people? Because we mirror, right? Like we think everyone else is just like us. So if we took that long to find a house and we had all of those excuses of why we didn't buy, why should I even call my leads? Because they're not going to buy. They're like 9 months out. They're waiting for the interest rates to come down. They're waiting for the deal. This is what we think in our head, and you may not even be consciously thinking it. But those are our hesitations of when we pick up the phone, because we feel like these leads aren't really worth it. So when you think about Jen, what if Jen is just doing some research because she's thinking about moving to this city, but she might be 5 years away from actually making that move? So it doesn't matter how many bedrooms she wants or how much acreage she wants or whatever it is that she wants, or if she even has a home to sell. None of that matters. What matters is, where are you in the process? I'm going to share my screen right quick because I'm going to try calling her. We're going to see what we can make happen here.
Do you want to listen to the voicemail first?
You give me permission to?
Yeah, you can.
Right. Wait, I don't know if you all are going to hear it. Let me see. Can you hear it ringing?
Yeah. I just mumble there. It's just like, I don't know. I feel sorry for the clients, for the potential buyers. Something.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Hi, Jen. My name is John Bukur. I am a realtor with eXp Reality. I just want to say thank you for logging into my website. And if you have any questions, please call me back. My direct line is 250-961-0001. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Okay. I'm not going to say anything. I want people that are listening. Now they're like, oh shit, now I got to listen, because they're probably out doing 10 different things. Can somebody pop in the chat their feedback on that voicemail? I'm not going to say anything yet.
Yeah, I would love some feedback. Even if it's constructive criticism, it's good. Just give it to me.
No, we want everything. We want exactly what your thoughts are of that voicemail. Okay. We got an amazing.
No, it wasn't amazing.
Anybody else? They don't need to know you're a realtor and what company you are. She's never going to call back unless she is really looking to buy immediately. Now look at 2 of those responses, John, had nothing to do with what you really freaking said. It's not how you said anything. It's the information, right? There was nothing wrong with that voicemail. That was like all heart. I'm like, wow, this guy is like, that was a really nice voicemail. You're really hard on yourself. Really hard on yourself. So my homework to you, just stop leaving voicemails. Just stop leaving voicemails. And not because of any other reason than we ain't got the time. And I do love another realtor. I don't want to be bothered. Another realtor. I don't want to be. Oh, yeah. Just another realtor, right? So 3 people said they don't need to know you're a realtor and they don't need to know what company you're with. Facts. That is absolutely true. She's never going to call back unless she's really looking to buy immediately. Absolutely. 100%. And oh, just another realtor. Don't want to be bothered. And it's so easy to block phone numbers today, right? So the voicemail, there was nothing wrong with what you said, but, and I'm going to say this, when you're letting the other side know, you are really giving them permission to block your number if they were truly just looking. So let's go back to you 10 years ago, John. You jump into a dashboard and you're a lead because you know at some time you're going to be moving to this city, but I leave you a voicemail, you're 10 years out. You're not going to call me back, are you? That was a question.
Yeah, I don't know. It's no, I don't.
Yeah. And if you start looking, but you're not really jiving with what you're finding with the prices, it's meeting your expectations and interest rates are high and you kind of got a handle of what you already know what you're looking for, would you have called me back 9 months ago?
I don't think so.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, if I would have called and said, hey, John, what's your plan? I see you're looking at homes in, I cannot say that.
Nanaimo.
What is it?
Nanaimo.
Paradise on the planet.
Nanaimo.
Yeah, like a Nanaimo bar.
Nanaimo. All right. I see that you're looking at homes in Nanaimo. What are you looking for? What brings you onto the internet to look at homes? I asked you that question 9 months ago. Would you have answered me? Yeah.
Yeah.
And what would you have said 9 months ago? What would you have said to me?
I'm just looking, just checking, just to see what's out there.
So what has to happen in your life? Like what is the reason for the move?
It's it's hard to answer that because I don't even have a clue, when I was looking for a home. What I'm looking for. Because we don't need a big place, but it needs to be big enough. We don't need we need 3 bedroom or whatever,
So you really don't know exactly what you're looking for, but you do know this is an area that you're going to be moving to. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Do you have any other areas that are of potential that you could be moving to?
No, because the job was here, so we have to stay on this area.
Okay. So
if it was up for me, I will move to another city where the fishing is better. But it's not about me.
mom ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. Okay. So what can I do for you in the course of the time to help you make this transition a little bit easier for you?
What you can do for me just to, I will call you when I find the right home. That's what I will say. I will call you
And
when
that's fine. I would love for you to remember me, John. I don't trust that you will because there's a lot of agents out there. There's like 450 agents in this market. So I can't trust that. And I'm very different than that. So I'm asking you because it's important to me to know what's important to you, because it's the only way I can do my job. And there's a lot of times, if it's a great deal and it's a great house, it's going to be gone before you know about it, if you're looking as a consumer. So my job is, the more that I understand your likes and your dislikes, the better that I can help you. Kind of like going to the doctors, right? I'm not going to say, hey, you're going to go in for heart surgery if I haven't really done all of the work to know that this is the exact surgery that you need for your heart, right? So what information do you feel is valuable for me to know to be able to help? If I see something and I call you, do I have the permission to call you if I see something that might fit your criteria?
Yeah.
Perfect. So what is it? What would make you answer the phone if I was calling about a house that I saw that I thought might fit your criteria? What would that house have to have for it to be worth me calling you or you picking up the phone?
To be newer, to have 3 bedroom, to have 2 baths, to we
What
don't
about
look
the size? What about the
basement.
size of the yard?
Sorry?
What about the size of the yard?
Yeah, we need the decent size, like over 8,000 square feet if possible.
So you know what? Do you recognize what just happened there?
Yeah.
You went from, I don't even know what kind of house I want, to you just gave me a full description. So it's just, you have to find out those particulars. And truly, this is what you run into, right? Whenever I even ask you, like, what sets you apart? Why would I want to use you as an agent versus the 45 other agents in the market, right? You don't have the answer to it. The leads don't have the answers to the questions that you're asking them, because they sometimes like, I want a great deal. Well, that's awesome. I cannot wait to get you a deal. What is a good deal for you? When you say I want a good deal, what does that mean to you? And honestly, they're going to be saying, "Oh, it's a 3-bedroom house. It has a basement. It has this. It has that." In that $700,000 to $800,000 range, they just want a house. But everyone wants to feel like they got a deal. But is the market conducive to getting a deal? What's more important, a deal or a home? So when you're asking those questions and getting more out of it, because the intention is, right, I want to be able to have more conversations with you. I want to be able to call you. I want you to look forward to my phone call. So if I frame our conversation in that way of, what if I called you about a house that I saw, what would make that phone call worth your while to answer the phone? So now what's going to happen when I call you? You're going to answer. But I'm also going to ask you to save my number, because I promise you, when I call you, it's going to be something that you're going to want to take a look at. That is what's going to set John apart from the other 45 agents in your market, because the other 45 agents in your market are calling one time and never calling back. And they're just letting leads sit in their dashboard. They're not looking to create the relationship. They're not looking to ask the questions. They're looking for the fast buck. Fast bucks don't happen. What happens is the consistency over time, building that pipeline, creates the fast buck. So on that note, I'm gonna try calling Jen here. Ooh, you don't have the I can't call you. You don't have the phone set up in here, do you? It won't, like, oh wait.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I have it.
I don't know
Yeah.
why it wasn't. I'm just gonna blame Mercury. That's been like my whole go-to the last couple of weeks. Mercury's in retrograde. I am not saying the name of this town if she answers.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're
All right, that went whoop right to voicemail. So here's what I just want to go back to voicemails here real quick. 2 reasons I don't leave voicemails. One, I don't have time. That took 48 seconds from dialing to hanging up. When I'm dialing leads, I am 23 seconds next. 23 seconds next. I could call all 66 of your leads in about 30 minutes because I queue them, I throw them in the dialer just like this. And then I just go next, next, next. So just like that, ring it, 4 rings, next, 4 rings, next. The consistency is what matters. And when you catch people that are going to answer their phone, think about it when your phone rings. My phone is on Do Not Disturb 98% of the time. And if you want to catch me, text me. So if everyone's phones are on Do Not Disturb, they're not going to be picking up their phone. They're not going to be answering their phone. And if we're waiting for it to go to voicemail, we can't get through all 66 of our leads. We're just looking for someone that's going to call us back. And the other synopsis is if our phone rings more than 4 times and we haven't hit the old like end the call button, it's not a good time for me to talk to you, because the majority of people have their phones in their hands all the time. And if they don't answer it within that first ring or 2, it's not a good time to talk to them. So end it, call the next lead, and you'll create more callbacks, because people are like, because everybody wants control, right? I want to be able to end the call. I want the control of ending the call. But if that call ends before I can end it, I'm like, oh, who the heck was that? Don't take away my power. Don't take away my control. I want to stop. I want to stop you from calling me, not the other way around. So now I got to call you back and see who you were. You will get more callbacks. So no more voicemails.
Okay.
But
They're not good anyway.
You're really hard on yourself. I'm just saying that voicemail, there was nothing wrong with your words at all. It was just the content of, hey, I'm a realtor. If you're just looking, don't block my number. Yeah.
We do have a, sorry, go ahead.
John, did that help at all with kind of where your mind is of losing your words calling leads? Does it help you to?
I don't know. I know, to be honest, I have to practice to call to see if helps or not. Just in my mind, it's just, yeah, I just have to try out. I have to go on the phone again.
Crystal, do you have a copy of my questions? Do you have that like saved?
I have it somewhere. Oh, yep, do.
I just saw Lily's post. I'm going to answer this, and then I'll read the long one. You can tell me the other one. As far as a dialer, I will use the dialers like an AgentLocator or in like Sierra Interactive. I will not use a Mojo. I will not use a triple line dialer. I don't like them. Sam, I am. Triple line dialers, if you activate it for 3 dials, it will hit all 3 phones. And let's say this person picks up, it drops these 2. And then you're like, okay, I'm going to reactivate the dialer. Watching my fingers. These 2 pick up, and then the 3rd one picks up. And let's say this one picks up. It drops this 3rd call. So it's going to drop these ones. And then it's going to pick this one up again. So this person right here just got hung up on 3 times. So yeah, I don't like triple line. I like single line for that reason.
What do you mean triple line, single line? Like the one
so
what
Mojo,
I have
you have triple line dialers out there that will call 3 phone numbers at the same time.
Okay.
And then one picks up, the other 2 drop. So you're talking to this person. And then you hang up the phone with this person. So I'm going to leave it like halfway. And you activate the dialer again. It will call these 3 people, these 2 people that just got hung up on. And then this person answers the phone and you're having the conversation. It drops these 2 calls. And then you get off the phone, you activate the dialer. It's calling these 3 people back. So it's calling this person back 3 times. So if you think about your phone and you get back-to-back calls, that's why. So yeah, single dialers, bomb diggity. Like, honey, I dial wrong phone numbers all the time. Like, it takes me way too long. And now I say this with 100% disclaimer. I would still challenge you to at least do 1 manual dial, because the Twilios And the dialers do come up as spam a lot more often than your own phone will. So the chances of someone picking up the phone are less likely than dialing with your phone, if that's helpful. And that's where like that very first, when that lead comes in, that's where I like to spend the most amount of time on it, because I like to confirm a few things, right? I do let that first call go to voicemail to listen to see if it's actually the person's name. And I'm also looking at the email address to look for any typos. I'm looking to see, did they spell their name wrong, or their name? Let's just say, we're looking at the screen here. Let's just say it was J and she didn't actually type Jen, but her email said Jen. You could finish her name out and type Jen and make it more personal. And just looking for those few things. And then remembering in Twilio, if that connects and it's like a quick hang up, that's kind of a cue that could be a bad number, but Twilio just didn't detect it. So if you dial from your cell phone, you'll be able to detect if it's a bad number or not. Same thing if it just keeps ringing and ringing and ringing that first time and it never goes to anything. That's another cue to dial with your phone and just double check to see if it's a bad number. Because the last thing you want to do is have something in the dialer that's a bad number that it's 23 seconds of your time you won't get back. Okay, what was the other thing that popped up, Crystal?
Well, just on the note of that, I did put 2 links in the chat. One is where you can actually look to see if your number is showing up as spam. And then the other is the Haya Help. It's where you could essentially register your phone number as not being spam. It's not guaranteed to work.
Yes.
But it helps, like you saying, this is my business line. I'm calling people. These are clients and contacts that I have. Some, people are telling me it's popping up as spam, and they can help put it on a safe list for you. It's not guaranteed, but it can help.
It helps.
So just thought I'd throw that in the chat. We do have, Lee had asked a question with respect to getting notifications about a request for a home tour. So it's on the website, they click a button, they want a tour. And then when they call back, the lead is saying, I'm just looking, it was a mistake. How would you, when a lead is requesting a showing and you do the follow-up, you call them with respect to that property and they're like, it was a mistake. How would you keep that conversation going, or, and, without just kind of being like, or as like John would say, the punch in the face, you kind of like, stop, you don't know what to say.
So I always like to make light of things and put myself in their shoes, right? Nobody likes getting telemarketer calls. Nobody likes getting calls from people that they don't want to talk to. And let's just face it, I don't either. So if we spin it and we go, oh my gosh, I so get it. Now here you are, you made this mistake and now you're talking to me. Well, do you have any future plans? That's all I need to know. Yeah, I get it was a mistake. And just identify with them, right? Acknowledge what they're saying and say, oh, I totally get it. I am so sorry. I don't want to bother you, but do you have any future plans of making a move? As long as you really validate their feelings and respect them on the other side of the phone and identify, oh, I get that. I've done that before. And now you're getting all these phone calls, right? And they're like, yeah. So meet them where they are and they say, oh, did you have any future plans? And that way, like, well, yeah, it's going to be like way down the road. Okay, well, way down the road for me is like 10 years, but way down the road for you might be 2 years. So way down the road, is that like 1 year, 10 years? And they may say 6 months. You never know what they're going to say.
Yeah. It's funny because our system, and I don't know if it was Lee or if it was somebody else, they were having they were doing that. And they're like, there's got to be something on there. And I was, no. I said, in order, I've looked on the mobile version, desktop version. It is a double opt-in request to view a home on the AgentLocator website to help prevent the accidental book a showing, right? So it could be that they thought it meant something else, like maybe it's a virtual tour where they can go and watch it, do it that way. I don't know. But it is, just so you guys know, the leads, when they are requesting a viewing, they push the button. They have to put in, like, it's not just it does it and it sends a message to you. They have to actually double. It's like 2 buttons they have to click in order to get to you.
Well, and that's where that's their quick way of, I don't want to talk to you and I don't know what else to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I didn't
and
actually
that's
want to
why
book
I
a
like to
showing.
combat it. That's why I like to combat it with, oh, well, do you have any future plans? That's fine. I get it. Whatever.
Mhm.
All right, I am popping in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get back to the chat. All right, guys, I'm popping the questions in the chat. Get ready.
I put them in there.
You did?
Yeah. The
I
link
missed
to
it.
your questions is in there.
Oh, well, there you go. Grab them.
Yeah. Those are the questions, right? And then even like for anyone on here, or even John, for
Oh, I'm in the
yourself,
Q&A. That's
is
why I didn't see it.
I think if the common responses that you're getting, and come up with, writing down your responses to the lead responses, different ways that you can respond to them, because it's often the same responses we're getting from everyone, right? And then these questions also help kind of dig up what we should be asking the lead. And of course, you're putting your own words and your own spin on it so that it's comfortable and it's natural flow coming out of your mouth.
Yes. And what it does, and John, especially for when you say that you lose your words, I'm just going to share my screen here. If you truly remember these questions, you will never lose your words again. I promise you. And that real quick engagement, as soon as they answer the phone, like if Jen would have answered the phone, hey, Jen, this is Beverly. You signed up on John's. I probably wouldn't say that. I wouldn't even say that. I'm thinking too much. Hey, Jen, this is Beverly. I'm just checking in. I saw that you were looking at homes in the city that I can't pronounce. I wouldn't say that, but I'm just being. And she'd be like, oh, because it was condos, right? I see you were looking at condos in this area. And she'd be like, oh, yeah, I'm just looking. Well, what's your situation? I'm just looking. Do you have any future plans? Just looking. Well, do you know exactly what you're looking for? Well, let me ask you, do you own or do you rent? Now, why is that significant? I want to know if they own a house, and I want to know how long they've been in it. I want to know if they're renting and if they're in a lease term. Are you in a lease term that is expiring so I can give me a time frame, or are you month to month? What has to happen for you to make a move? Is it for personal or is it for business? Because that's going to tell a story. If it's personal, it's probably not as urgent as it would be if it was for business. And this section right here, have you been in any homes? How long have you been looking? That's my way of asking without asking them if they have an agent. Because how long have you been looking? Now, if I'd asked you, how long have you been looking? 9 months, I'd be like, oh, shit. Right? Well, have you been in any homes? Yep. How'd you get in them? Because maybe you told me you wanted something newer. Maybe you've just been going to new construction open houses. Maybe you've just been going to open houses. That's not saying that you have an agent just because you've been in a home. I want to know how you got in them. Yeah, and then the crystal ball. This is the beautiful one. If I had a crystal ball and I could make things happen exactly like you would want it to, what's that perfect time for you? And if they're renting, if they have an agent, and then I kind of go into depths of, well, how did you meet the agent? Do you 100% trust your agent that they are working in your best interest right here? These are the fail-proof questions just to keep you in that conversation without feeling like you don't know what to say. And there's nothing in here about what kind of home, how big of a home, how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, because none of that matters. I don't care who's looking for how many bedrooms. If they don't have any idea of time frame, if they don't have any idea of what it's going to cost them, none of that matters until we know exactly what their plans and intentions are. So yeah, download that, keep that for your reference because they're fail proof.
Mhm.
I created
Yeah.
those back in 2010 and I've never changed them. And it's questions that the average agent doesn't ask because every agent has that fear and they kind of go into that facilitator or that like third part. Well, I'll set up your search and I'll get the emails to you and da da da. And I'm not taking a damn time if you're not serious. So what I would do, John, and this is honestly how I was able to critique myself, practice just recording yourself, just like you're calling a lead. Like, click your audio on your phone and just call Jen and just practice asking the questions. And even just at the course of your day, really challenge yourself to become a great question asker. Because he who asks the questions controls the conversation. Yeah.
Yeah.
And stop being so hard on yourself. I know that's something that's very easy for me to say, but truly give yourself some grace and really think about your moving situation and put your situation into a lead situation and just realize that, you know, sometimes people take a long time to marinate. But I can promise you, if you'd have talked to somebody 10 years ago and you would have cultivated that relationship, you'd have had the right now deal because you're closing. Yeah. So just keep that perspective whenever you're looking at the leads and you have that like, oh, I gotta call them. Just go, they could be just like me. Oh, I don't want that lead. They got so you nailed it. You have created all the excuses and you overcame every one of them because you bought a house. So you know all the answers, John. That's the plus side of this.
Yeah. I think he's like, it's the hesitation and the obstacles that he encountered to get across the finish line. And you might be kind of putting the leads all in your shoes as if that's all of their situation as well. So they're not going to be as motivated, right? So everything that you encountered while you were moving and the whole process of it is now, I think you're telling yourself that's what everyone else is thinking and going through, when in fact, that's not the case.
Yeah.
Necessarily.
Yeah. Change your story, change your life. Yeah. It's time to give up that limiting belief.
Yes.
Now you're aware of it. So now you have to give it the attention and just rewire and reframe your words.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. For anyone that is looking, those questions are in the chat. There's a link to the Google document. They're in there. Sorry?
Lily, she said, so how does it get recorded if you use your phone? It doesn't
You're
get
not.
recorded.
It doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't. You have to make a note. Yeah.
You have to call through the CRM system.
Make it a call note, not a note, so that it tracks.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's recording if you use the app, AgentLocator app.
Yeah, if you use the app, but you have to always be calling through the CRM, not your mobile phone. Like if you're using the app, you have the option, right? If you're using your mobile number, it won't record the call.
Yeah. Okay.
It'll log it, but it won't record it for you. Yeah. John, you were a trooper. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Okay, I will keep you updated.
Yeah.
I will.
Would a $3 be considered more efficient, and how do we get that?
No.
No. It's you're going to crank out your dials and you're gonna be able to say, I called 300 leads today, but how many do you actually have conversations with?
It's annoying and it's more work because you have to have the dialer open. Then somebody might answer. Then you got to scurry to try to figure out who answered in your CRM system. while you're trying to talk to them as if you know who they are. And then not only that, like Beverly says, you hang up on people. How many times do you guys answer the phone and there's no one there? Or it takes a second to connect. If no one responds to me right away as soon as I answer, click. I'm not sitting and waiting for the call to connect. I'm sorry. Like, if you're there and you want to talk to me, you be there and talk to me. So that's also, unfortunately, prevents a lot of people from answering the phone because they've encountered this so many times.
Yep. So only use it for expireds, for circle prospecting. Yeah, never for buyer leads. Yeah.
Yeah.
Juju.
Circle prospecting. I know a lot of people use it for that, but that's it.
Yep.
Awesome.
Have a fabulous rest of the month, and oh my gosh,
awesome. I know we're going to be in May. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Awesome. Bye, thanks, John. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you again in a couple weeks.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.